Logging into Humankind today, you might notice something a little bit different. Today they launched on St. Patrick's Day, of course, the Holi Festival. Celebrate colours in Humankind is the theme, and there are a variety of challenges, rewards, and everything that go along with this event. This is an event similar to scale to the first event, the Dia de los Muertos one, with special challenges and rewards and all sorts. Here they are. Firstly, accumulate 40,000 fame over several games. Your second challenge this week is Shrewd General. Force an expansionist empire that has no vassals to surrender. That one is tricky, we'll talk more about that soon. Smite the Wicked is your third challenge. Earn a level 3 hero badge while playing as the Mughals. I'll tell you all about hero badges later in this video as well. And of course there are a variety of other challenges as well, including some exclusive decorations, symbols, so on. Things that you can decorate your character with in this video, as well as this persona. I'm going to take you through the 3 challenges, give some advice and feedback on what I've tried and what I'm going to try next to defeat them. And like I say, I'll cover off some of the difficult points as well. What the earth is a hero badge? You're about to find out. The event runs from the 17th of March until the 11th of April. And when you log in like this, you will see a little pop-up on your screen, and it'll basically say you have 1 week to complete the first challenges, and then the rest of the time, the second ones will be unlocked. I should note, you can complete all of them if it operates like last time across the entire event. Now, when it comes to setting up a game for completing these challenges, I recommend you shoot for a Pangea map. That just helps keep players close to each other because warfare and conflict is going to be a part of these challenges. Next up, I'd recommend a slightly faster pace. And actually the official Humankind Twitter and socials recommended that as well. So I've kind of stolen that tip from them. I'll talk a little bit more about endgame conditions towards the end of the video. But finally on difficulty, because you've got some challenges and they are pretty tough and very narrow, I would recommend you lower your normal difficulty a bit. For me, I'll drop it down 2 slots to Empire. And finally, why not fill the game full of competitors? Because after all, don't forget, some of these challenges require, or one of them requires, that an opponent who is an expansionist has a vassal-liege relationship, like Lewis Brindley here, for example. In this game, I thought I could firstly choose some personas that have more militarist tendencies in line. A reminder, and I'll throw up the challenges again on the screen here so you can remember exactly what we're trying to do. Now, in this case, I'm looking at Lewis as a militarist, and I'm particularly looking at that Shrewd General challenge. Force an expansionist empire, so they have to be playing an expansionist culture. They are at the moment, as the Bantu, tick, that has vassals to surrender. So they must have already vassalized and defeated another AI. Therefore, at the moment, in the ancient era, it's not possible for me. But looking at Lewis's archetypes on the left, very importantly, you can see that this persona has a sort of militarist, hateful, vindictive, extra combat strength, maybe expansionist sort of vibes to it. I would recommend, if you'd like to play against opponents who are likely to have that vassal leash thing going, that you choose personas with those sort of characteristics. Down the line here, you can see a little bit later in this game, it did indeed play out. The militarist declared war against me. I was ready to defend. Unfortunately, they decided to play as the Garamantes. Hopefully you'll have more luck than me. I hope I've proven that it's not impossible to set this challenge up, but there will be inevitably, unfortunately, a bit of luck involved. And that is a shame. But hopefully I've highlighted a few key things that you can do to make it right. Let's move on to the second key challenge now involving the Mughals. And I think we should pause everything here because this one is odd. And I have to admit, before I researched it, I didn't even understand this, and I've played a lot of Humankind. Maybe that's why it's a challenge here. Either way, Smite the Wicked, earn a level 3 hero badge while playing as the Mughals. What the huck is a hero badge? Well, when you're in the diplomacy screen like this, talking to any other player, you'll see little badges below their waistline, okay? Most of them tend to be blanked out. You can see I've got a couple here. Watch as I declare the surprise war, one appears. That badge on the left is called a traitor badge. And it can allow my opponents to earn more war support against me while I have it. I earned it, of course, because I declared an unjustified war. These badges have different impacts on the game as well. You can see my merchant one here provides vision within a radius which increases with the level of the badge along my trade routes. It's actually some fairly powerful abilities tucked away in a system that, in my personal opinion, is difficult to read and measure because it's buried behind these diplomacy screens. I'm going to unpack it a little more in future, actually. So shout out to Amplitude for putting the challenge here and forcing me to take a look at these badges. Again, I can't help but wonder if that was by design. Moving along, of course, the second element that you'll need are the Mughals. Once you've got the Mughals unlocked in the early modern era, they're an industrialist, you shouldn't have any problems with playing them. I'll talk maybe a little bit more about strategies later. You then need to focus on that hero badge. So I've shown you what the badges look like, and I've shown you the challenge. How do you get the hero badge then? Let's take a look. To be a hero, the hero badge will allow the combat strength of your units to be increased, which is really nice. Again, I had no idea. Based on the level of the badge. It can also affect attitudes of other empires. Earning the badge is fairly straightforward, and it counterbalances the traitor badge. They're in the same slot. The requirement, it's earned when declaring war on a bearer of the traitor badge while not waging another war. So you need to fight a traitor while not fighting anyone else. That's basically it. Your reward, for level 1 of the badge, you'll receive 1 combat strength. At level 2, you'll receive 2, and at level 3, it's currently unknown, according to most sources. I can't help but feel it could be 3. But I don't know. Could also be 4, right? It could be doubling every time. I don't know. Either way, likely 1, 2, and then 3 additional combat strength. That's what it delivers. One important thing that I'd just like to also mention here before I move on is that every war declared against a traitor increases the badge level by 1, but don't forget that you can't declare simultaneous wars against traitors. So the way to play this out is as follows. Prepare yourself for war. Put yourself on the borders of 3 traitorous empires. Declare and get the war over and done with as soon as possible. Even if you have to peace tap out, right? The only requirement here is for you to declare war against a traitor empire, as far as I can tell. Therefore, you jump in, declare your war, you finish it. By force or by peace, you can tap out and just pay a bunch of gold if you want. Same thing again, same thing again. You have to do it quickly because the badges deteriorate over time. That's all that I'll share on that challenge for now. However, at the end of the video, I do just have a little theory that I'm working on that I'd like to share with you. But first and foremost, of course, there is actually one more challenge. It's the Fame Challenge. This one, the last of the 3 challenges that have unlocked this week, a reminder again, next week 3 more challenges will unlock and all of them can be completed, is all about fame. My advice here is very simple. You have to gather 40,000 fame over any number of games. Make sure you're looking at the screen, your Era Stars screen. Go for gold as much as you can. Be willing to hang around in an era a little bit longer. And of course, when you're setting up a game like this, you could choose to play on Blitz or Fast Pace. That would help you play more games and therefore earn more fame in a smaller amount of time if you're a less skilled player. Now, lastly, my theory. So I streamed today and it was really fun, attempted some of the challenges, made good progress. My new theory is to delve in here to the endgame conditions. Turn off turn limit, turn off the endgame technology requirement as well as the Mars landing, and the pollution threshold and error limits. Therefore, you leave a game where the only victory conditions are military. All empires need to be eliminated or vassalized. This, I think, would allow me to continue longer toward the end of the game. I won't be limited by the turn timer. I won't be like, oh, I don't have enough research. How am I going to do this? Right? All of that stuff goes out the window if the only way you can win is via a militarist victory. I also suspect that certain AI personas in particular will be at a disadvantage playing in this map. So there may be people for you to pick on as the Mughals. Loads of traitors around because the map is full. Hopefully you can at least pull off one of those 2 challenges in this game setting. I don't know. I'm going to try it out next week on stream and see how it goes. And at the end of the video here, I'm going to give you a minute of fairly quick fire, frequently asked questions, and some tips and tricks, hopefully as well along the way. First up, you do need to connect your Games Together account in order to complete these challenges, unlock the persona, unlock the symbols and decorations and whatnot. It's fairly straightforward to do. You just do it in the settings. I'll show you in a sec. But firstly, if you're interested to read a little more about the Holi Festival and what it is, kindly has been inserted into the game. And also just something to note that I always get questions on in the comments. If you jump into this event menu here, it's very easy. Extras, event, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. You can see how many challenges you've completed. You can see your progress and ultimately redeem your rewards here as well. The other thing to note is you can always check on the screen for the timing. So you can see over here on the active event, it's got, at the time of recording, 24 days and 23 hours left. And the second set of challenges will unlock in exactly a week's time from when the first one's unlocked, the Festival of Colours, which I was told in chat today will be all about the colours of Sonic. Very Sega theme, on point, I love it. Either way, good luck out there fighting these challenges. I think that the Shrewd General is potentially could be a little frustrating because it requires things outside of your control. Hopefully Smite the Wicked should be more doable now that you understand the hero badge, and ultimately the famous challenge will happen with time, even if you're the worst of players. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this research, I'd love a like on this video, but I won't hound you about it, and I won't spam polls down your face too much either. Thanks very much for watching. I'll see you next time.